on this episode of Podigious.
Lots and lots of trains. Lots and lots of trains.
I love it, but I don't think it's well written.
I need your password.
You can use mine to get on the internet.
Podigious.
Forever united as one. Digimon, together the battles are won. Digimon, through us let your spirit evolve. We're all for one world, there's a world for us all. We're all for one world, there's a world for us all. Digimon.
Welcome to Podigious, episode 400, soon arriving at Platform 4.
Frontier Expectations and Podcast Announcements.
Recorded December 18th, 2016.
Podigious is your critically nostalgic analytical tour through the Digimon anime. I'm Jeff Ruberg, and I'm joined by my fellow Trailmon, Ashley McDonald.
Well, you ruined my joke, but okay, fine.
What?
If I'm a Trailmon, then what I was going to say doesn't make any sense. So
What were you going to say?
I was going to say, can I use my JR pass to get on the Trailmon?
That makes it a little complicated and weird if we are Trailmon.
Yeah, Ashley, don't question the canonicity of this podcast. You're convoluting the timeline.
Okay.
And Asher Softman.
Choo choo.
So that's a good canonical answer. And Andrew Softman.
I think I can, 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 I think I can. There's no mountain that you can't climb.
All right. I was hoping that would come up, and I'm glad it did, and that's
out
enough.
of control.
We like trains.
Did someone mention trains?
I thought after our locomotion episode we were done with trains, but
No,
no.
we're never done with trains. Locomotion forever.
Even by the time we get to Crossword, we're not going to be done with trains.
I mean, I don't mean in terms of material of Digimon. I mean in terms of our capacity for
There's
having fun with
endless
them.
capacity for.
I've met Thomas the Tank Engine.
That is true. I was there.
Canonically?
Yes, you were there,
Yeah.
but you weren't inside Thomas.
Yeah, but you didn't meet
okay.
Thomas, loser.
Okay. So this is another pre-season episode. Our goal with this is to kind of frame our expectations before we start our rewatch, see how things change over the course of our rewatch, and look back at the end of the season, see if there are any things that we're like, oh my god, I can't believe we thought this. But also just to like let you as a listener know where we stand with this before we get into it, kind of give our history and our how we're approaching the season. So on that note, the first thing we're covering is our histories with Frontier. So the three things I want us to answer are how much of Frontier have you seen? How long ago did you see it? That can also include how many times you rewatched it, whatever. And what your general thoughts are on Frontier in general. So Ashley, can you start?
Yes. Okay. I have seen all of Frontier, but when it was initially airing, I did not see the last two episodes. Then I watched them with Asher in like junior year of college, which would have been 2010 or 2011, which also would have been when we watched all the movies.
This mysterious time that I do not remember.
Yes, this mysterious time that Asher is like, that never happened, but I swear to God it did. And I never rewatched this because my lasting impression of it was like, I was really hyped for this, and then they got lost in a forest, and I didn't care anymore.
I'm so curious to see how that evolves and how you're like, okay, this Lost in the Forest thing was not really what I was thinking of.
Okay. Yeah, like watching the last two episodes with Asher randomly in junior year was kind of just like, okay, yeah, they beat the thing that they needed to beat. Like it just didn't, like it didn't connect at all.
Yeah,
Cool.
I mean yeah.
That's my history with Frontier.
Okay. And Asher, what's your history and what did you think of it? What do you think of it?
My Frontier is one of my more favorites. That's not a word. I watched it when it came out on TV in English, and I think it was at this point that I got impatient with how slowly the dubbed episodes were coming out, and I actually went and watched the latter half or third of it in Japanese because I couldn't wait.
Honestly, it's like Digimon Sky.
I mean, I don't remember what I watched it on. I was young.
Well, you downloaded it.
Yeah. How old was I? Was I like 14?
Well, I was at least 11.
All right, so around that age.
Yeah, if Frontier was still coming out, it would have been like second half of 2002 or first half of 2003.
All right, so 13. Because I'm older than you.
It was a dark time.
It was a great time. I had my B'nai Mitzvah. So anyway, Digimon Frontier was kind of the beginning of my entry into role-playing and writing fan fiction. I mean, I had forayed into fan fiction before because I have embarrassing Tolkien fan fiction on record. But Digimon Frontier was sort of my entry into that world.
True facts.
So I'm, regardless of how terribly paced this show ends up being, like, it's always going to be fairly highly ranked for me for the nostalgia.
Okay.
I would also point out that Frontier is the last season of Digimon that I actually watched. I have not seen 5 and 6 and whatever.
Right. I've only seen part of 5. Yeah. 4 was the last one I watched all the way through.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay. And Andrew, what are your general thoughts and when have you seen it and how much? How many times is, I think, my main question.
How many times? I don't remember how many times I've seen Frontier, but my story pretty much overlaps with Ash because, you know, we're related.
Right.
But I first knew about Frontier because of the Digimon Pojo site. Because they, like, sort of around that time, they switched their, they switched the icon, the pictures in the sidebar to the Legendary Warriors, and I was like, what is this? And then, since Fox Kids wasn't airing it anymore, I didn't know there was another season until, we went to Chinatown in New York, and then we found JP's Digivice. And we got it. I think I've told this story before.
I think it's new to me.
As for how much I've seen of Frontier, I've seen all of the dub. I don't know how much of the sub I've seen because it's not available anywhere legally, at least. But like Ash, I watched it with him. And that was also the first time we really understood dub edits.
Because Ash was also watching parts in Japanese?
Well, like, towards the end, there's a famous one with spoiler.
I think our stance for spoilers this season, we're not going to be too afraid to spoil things.
Okay, in that case, it's Koichi, and they airbrush, like, his lower body, so it's all weird.
To hide his little tamer?
Yes.
Oh, wait, should we change that now? Should we, like, his little Trailmon?
His little trail. Yes.
Oh, no.
Yes.
But, okay, moving on, I don't remember the last time I've actually watched it, but it's gotta be at least 10 years since, I think I might have watched it on Disney XD. No, wait, Toon Disney? What channel was it on? I don't even remember now.
They're all the
Frontier?
same. It was originally on ABC Family.
No, but when it was airing on Disney, whatever, like when they got the movie licenses.
I know it was at some point definitely on Disney XD, but I bet it was on both at some point.
I don't think it was Disney XD yet.
I'm pretty sure it's Disney XD because I've seen YouTube rips that have the Disney XD logo.
Maybe? How old is Disney XD now?
All right, so I'll answer then. So I think it sounds actually a lot similar to Ashley. I think we were in similar economic circumstances in this regard, where this was the first season that wasn't on Fox anymore, and so it went to ABC Family, which was on cable, and we did not have cable. So I, at that point, reconciled myself to be like, okay, Digimon is over for me. I was also at a point in my life where, like, in 6th grade when Tamers was airing, I was really into this Digimon forum. I was like, basically it was my entire life outside of school. Like, all my recreation, all my free time was spent on this online forum, doing other stuff, you know, like talking to people and stuff, but it was all centered on this Digimon forum. And then in the middle of towards the end of 6th grade, we basically went on a, like, overnight field trip. And during that field trip, I, like, hung out with people and played cards, and I was like, wait, playing with people in real life is fun. I should stop going online all the time. And so it, like, kind of, I turned around and then, like, so that's why I wasn't really into the end of Tamers when it was initially airing. And so I didn't really mourn the loss of seeing Digimon new. I was like, okay, I've matured past this or whatever. But then, I don't know, a couple months, I guess, into the run, I noticed it started showing up on UPN, syndicated during the weekday. So like 4 p.m. after school. And I rediscovered it that way and would watch it on like the kind of haphazard UPN rerun airing schedule, which I think was like Mondays would be new episodes, and then there'd be like, they'd cycle through the other episodes the rest of the week. But it's, at that point I was kind of like, because I wasn't on that Digimon forum anymore, I never really talked about Digimon with people in real life, but I did talk to them online on that forum. But then for this, in 7th grade with Frontier, I was like, I'm past this forum, and I didn't talk to anyone about Digimon. So this was kind of my like, it's colored by like this weird mix of, I was so happy to rediscover it, but also like I didn't talk about it with anyone, and it was kind of this shameful thing I did, and was like, yeah, I'm gonna go home to watch Digimon, but like no one can know that I like Digimon. And I like Digimon still, because I thought of myself as like, yeah, I just watch a show sometimes, but I'm not that. I'm more cool than that. And then I rewatched, but I think I had the same thing with Ashley, where like I didn't watch the last 2 episodes somehow. I think maybe it was hard to get them on UPN or something. Maybe they didn't air until summer or something like that.
Yeah, for me, I definitely remember it being in the summer, and like I was at my grandfather's, and I was like dictated by his schedule, so I couldn't, and he had like super old TVs, so I couldn't like record it, and we were out when it aired, so I was just like, okay.
So yeah, I didn't see the end until 4 years later in high school, in junior year, when I did my like rewatch of all of Digimon. Like I started with Savers because that was new to me, and I just finished, and then went back through and watched seasons 1 through 4. And it's really freaky to me because I consider that being like so many years later, to look back and see it was only 4 years later. I mean, it was 7 years after the first season, so I always think of it as being 7 years later, but it was only 4 years after Frontier, and it's like, oh my God, I think of myself as changing so much in those 4 years, but like, I'm like, oh my God, 4 years is nothing now. It's really, like, I think of myself as like a baby and then being a like teenager, and it's weird. But that was when I saw the ending for the first time. And also that when I watched, that was about the time that Ashley and I started dating. So that's kind of a weird
it all comes back to Digimon, fools.
It does.
There's no escape.
Because Ashley, I don't know if you remember, but right after we started dating, I went away on a trip with my family, and it was like for a week, and we had like some of our first couple texts were like, when am I going to get to see you? You're gone for a week. And then I was going away for the summer after that. And I remember watching the last episode of Frontier right before leaving on this trip. So yeah. Anyway,
don't remember this.
My general thoughts on Frontier are very positive. I think for a while I thought of it as a like better execution of Frontier. Sorry. Yeah, it's a better execution of Frontier. No. I think for a while I thought of it as a better execution of Adventure.
Really?
The thing is, looking back at that, I'm like, okay, no. Like, I mean, so I think I think the ways in which it is I think it's a better execution of the kind of plot structure of Adventure.
Of Monster of the Week?
Not so much a Monster of the Week, but of like exploring a territory and having adventures while you're doing it. And it feels more adventurous to me than Adventure ever did. Does that make sense? Like Adventure was like, we're going around to survive. Frontier is like, we're riding trains and exploring. Is kind of how I feel about it. Or it's how I remember it. But it's obvious now, like looking back, that like Adventure's appeal to so many people is the characters. And Frontier is definitely not, at least not as sticky in that regard. So...
Well, it doesn't have random plot threads that come out of nowhere.
I guess. When I think of it being like better story executed, I just think of it as like, it's not like a bunch of self-contained arcs that are like, but yeah, I definitely don't think the characters were as good. Okay, let's do our favorite. I have here favorite characters and or moments and or aspects, plus also least favorites. Okay, I think we'll have some things here. So let's start off with favorite characters. Ashley, do you have any favorite characters that you remember?
I mean, I really don't. I remember being like, Takuya and Koji are cool. The two mascot things are annoying, and everything else are their characters. Like, I don't know. I think that's basically my summation of what I remember.
Yep.
Fair enough.
Sounds similar.
My favorite character is Koji, I think. That might change now, since I have sort of at least partially outgrown that phase of my life.
How would you describe that phase?
That phase where I liked the characters that the TV show wanted me to like.
Oh, you think Koji is that character?
I think he's one of the two characters, yeah.
He's basically the Rio.
No.
In terms of
He's
coolness,
the Matt.
when
No,
you're-
he's the Matt.
Yeah, he's definitely the Matt.
That's true.
In terms of,
Don't
like-
cast
He's
aspersions
totally the
on
Matt.
innocent 11-year-olds, man.
He's the Matt in terms
God.
of like character archetype,
Yeah.
Digivolution, literal
Yeah.
like
Having a brother.
yeah, a bro.
Yeah. What other favorite moments and
No,
Aspects?
let's keep going on to favorite characters.
just characters. Yeah, Koji.
And
I liked Izumi a lot too. Or Zoe,
Zoe.
whatever. Yeah, whatever.
I'm sorry,
They
Izumi.
were my ship.
Do you mean Koshiro? Izumi Koshiro? That's my Izumi.
No. So,
That is his last name, right?
yes.
Yeah, okay.
No,
That's where
Koshiro's his first
Izzy comes
name.
from.
No,
Izumi's his last name, yes.
Right, yeah, Izumi's last name. Yeah.
Koji and Zoe were my ship, so.
They still are
Oh,
your
you
ship.
jam.
They still are my ship. I don't agree with Frontier.
I don't remember it
that
having a
note.
ship direction.
It actually doesn't really.
Well, there's only 5 boys and 1 girl, but
Yeah, which is messed up.
Yep.
Yep.
it's like Saint Seiya, but not as bad.
I mean, you can make that comparison all you want and understand that we have not seen that, unless Jeff has.
Nope. It's too old. I would say my policy is jump or dump, but it is Shonen Jump, so
So you can't say that.
nope. Okay, Andrew, who is your favorite characters?
Zoe, I guess. It's been so long.
I guess I guess Zoe is the most Riley.
She's the only girl.
Oh, I thought Jeff was like gonna agree. Like, yeah, Zoe was my favorite character. I was like, what? Bananas.
I guess Takuya out of the guys, I really don't. Oh wait, I have a Takuya toy. Yeah, I guess Takuya.
Yeah, my recollection, I mean, I know there's a reputation this series has of focusing heavily on Takuya and Koji at the expense of everyone else, especially to the end, second half or so.
Yeah, I remember early on that they all had episodes, but then it just progressively got like Takuya and Koji have feelings. Everybody else is just there.
That's it. I don't remember having an issue with that in my 2 initial watches. I think I enjoyed them more than everyone else, so I was just like, okay, cool, yeah, sure.
Spoiler warning. If you want to avoid spoilers about Koichi, or have no clue who Koichi is, skip ahead 70 seconds or until this music stops.
I mean, so my first reaction pick was Koichi. Then I was like,
Really?
I think I only like him because he like.
I mean, he has a good character arc, I guess.
See, I'm not so sure about it. Like, I like the whole like bad guy turns good thing whenever it's done, and I mean, I feel a little bit like manipulated in that, like, yeah, of course, tons of people are gonna like it just for that reason. Like, they're gonna think he's cool just because he was the bad guy at some point. And I totally fall for that gimmick. But I don't remember any character arc. I remember Koichi being Duskmon and being super evil / silent as Duskmon, and then at some point being good because of some purification ceremony. So like I don't remember an arc. Maybe there is. I'm curious to see if we get to one, if there is. But so I can't really use that as a reason to like him, because what I remember is just bad guy, now good guy, weaker as good guy, also has different form that isn't as cool anymore. But that really frustrates me looking back at the different designs that he didn't get to keep Duskmon as once he's good. So I think if it's not Koichi, I think it has to be Koji just by a slight margin, but it's pretty slight. And yeah, but I also feel bad picking the like Matt archetype.
Why? Wait, are you just hating on Matt?
I don't know.
Are you? Because I will fight
Because
you.
Matt's the coolest.
I don't know about that, but
Something about picking the loner cool guy.
We're all the loner in our little minds.
That's true. But we can all agree that Pokemon and Amon are like the worst, right?
Yes.
No.
Oh.
Yeah, I mean, I
Andrew
don't
would
think-
be the dissenter one.
I'm with Andrew. Like,
They're not bad.
yeah.
They're not
I mean,
good.
Pokemon's definitely better than Namon.
Hey, they both have their charms.
Now we're picking which one we like more.
Ash, have you ever fought against Namon?
Yeah, he's an ultimate, isn't he?
No, he's a walking fart joke.
Moving on
I
from
like
fart
fart
jokes.
jokes.
So my recollection of them, like I think the reason I didn't like them was because as a kid I didn't appreciate as much the humor aspects of it and was just like, come on, get onto the cool plot and stuff like that. And so like having these characters who are just there to be jokes was like, psh. But I'm curious to look at it now and be like, oh, actually some of the things they say are so ridiculous. It's funny. Like maybe they will be the source of most of our RDD picks, maybe. And maybe they'll be endearing in that way that like isn't as endearing to kids. Like the anti-Rio, maybe. Like they'll they'll mature with age, like a fine wine or cheese. Unlike Rio, which how would you describe? Like Rio is like something that's like it tastes really good at first, but then like the more you like try it, the more you realize it's like she's like junk food.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, so now moving on to favorite like moments or aspects or any other aspects of Frontier. Ashley, do you have any? Or also least favorites?
I really don't think I remember enough of this.
I mean, you definitely hate the forest, supposedly.
Oh, yes, right. What did I write down for this? What am I excited for?
No.
I wrote...
No. Favorite moment or aspect.
I don't know.
But no, least, like, this also includes least favorite moment being the forest.
Okay. I'm getting lost in the forest. Terrible turn of events.
I swear it's like 2 episodes at most.
Okay.
I think it also involves Teespring, so that'll be a tri-relevant. Asher, what are your favorite and least favorite moments or aspects?
Jeez. I mean, I actually have not seen it recently enough to talk about favorite moments. Oh no, I do have a favorite moment because it's a shippy moment, and that is my favorite moment, and I will talk about it when it comes up because it's fairly early on. It's like episode 9, I think.
I haven't seen it in a while, but it's episode 9 that I'm thinking of. Like,
well, I was really serious about my Koizumi shipping because I had a Koizumi website at one point on Angel Fire. So I think I actually, it's either episode 9 or episode 11.
Ooh.
And then aspects,
Wait, can you tell us what the moment is now?
No. You'll know it when you see it. I think I'm not like super fond of the spirit evolution thing in general because I like having Digimon partners to love and cuddle.
Yeah.
But of that, I really liked the way they handled different spirits and how it sort of how each kid learned how to deal with the specific problems that came up.
Okay, when I say favorite moment, my favorite moments are like the things that actually stand out to me as being memorable moments enough to remember now. What is it? When did I last watch it? I guess it was like almost 9 years ago.
Spoiler warning. If you don't know the plot twists in the lead up to Cherubimon, skip ahead 45 seconds or until this music stops.
And they're when Takuya leaves in the middle of the series mid-battle and then has this kind of like home away from home episode, basically. The revisiting Shibuya, Shinjuku, whatever it is. And then as
he goes home.
Right, he goes home as his
Yeah, that's cool.
baby form.
As the equivalent of Rookie.
Yeah.
Right.
Which is never seen again.
Right. I wish they did more with that.
And I remember really finding his return, like him coming back and then dealing with the aftermath of like what he'd wrought by leaving. I remember really liking that. I also remember really liking Duskmon turning, which, as I mentioned before, I don't know how much there is to that. I remember really liking being inside Sephirothmon. I forget how they pronounce it in the dub. What?
Sephirothmon.
Oh, there's an H. Sephirothmon.
Actually, I don't remember. Seraphimon? I remember
it's definitely not Seraphimon. Actually, that's
what are we
weird.
asking?
Sephiroth or Sephirothmon, the giant.
Sakakumon?
Oh, right. They don't call it. Yeah, it's Sakakumon. Right.
Sakakumon in the dub.
Right. That makes sense because I think they did want to avoid. I assume they wanted to avoid Seraphimon, Sephiro, Seraphi. Because I actually later was confused by that. So yeah, that makes sense that it wasn't in Digimon. Like I read the last A Wrinkle in Time book, which dealt with Seraphim after I played Final Fantasy VII with Sephiroth. And I was like, wait, why are the Seraphim good if Sephiroth's bad? Anyway, yes. And I remember like finding that battle and all the different battles that happen inside Sakakumon to be interesting and dramatic. And also just like the general pacing and plotting of the entire season up until Cherubimon, I look back on as being like really, really tight and well executed, and just like the whole time being like, I can't wait to find out what happens next. Like it pulls you along in a way that's not just like, oh yeah, beat this mid boss, okay, and now the next mid boss, and now there's Devimon, now there's Etamon, and now there's my Otismon. Instead, it was like there's this team, and I guess that's more like a shonen trope to have like the team of bad guys you're going through, whatever. But I remember really enjoying it. And I guess in terms of least favorite moments, everyone decries the Royal Knights, like not really second half, last third, I guess, of the series.
The part where everyone dies.
No one dies, I don't think. I think it's the only thing that survives is the Digimon.
I'm pretty sure everyone died except for them.
As I recall, it's all about evacuating Digimon all the time, and like no Digimon actually die. It's just, or maybe not no, but most of the Digimon don't die. It's just like all the territory is lost. But yeah, I don't think that's going to hold up well on rewatch. But I don't remember hating it at the time too much, but everyone hates it, so I figure it's worth mentioning. Okay, Andrew, yeah, so what were your favorite moments?
I am looking forward... Oh wait, that's expectations. Favorite moments? The beach episode.
Seriously, dude?
And that's also leading into expectations.
Actually, I remember that being your favorite episode, too. Oh, it's awkward. It's bad.
And that's why I'm excited for that episode, because we are going to destroy the hell out of it.
Okay, fine. That's why you're looking forward to it.
Okay, so expectations. Let's go around again. And what are things that we're excited for or dreading? Ashley, do you have anything you're excited for?
Well, I hope I like it more in the end than I did as a child, but they're gonna get lost in the forest.
So you're dreading that?
Yes.
I'm excited for that, actually.
I'm excited to see them get lost in the forest so that I can finally...
to prove me wrong? Or...
see them get lost in the forest.
The forest is not that bad.
Yeah.
No! Wrong answer.
Asher, what are you looking forward to or dreading?
I am. I'm looking forward to doing this this season in general, because nobody has any particular like, oh, this is so well written. Oh, we have such high expectations for it. Feelings about it. Like, I love it, but I don't think it's well written or anything. So it's going to be more of that relaxed atmosphere I think we had for season 2. And that allows us to find more out of it, I think. I also enjoy any sort of setup where you've got all these, like, every character has certain attributes that are sort of forced upon them. Like, Adventure had it, Adventure 2 had it, and Tamers didn't. And I think that's going to be more fun for me in general with season 4, is that they've all got their element, and that's very exciting for me. Not looking forward to anything having to do with gender in this. It's garbage. I already can tell you that. And I'm not dreading it, but I'm not looking forward to the Royal Knights arc. It's just not...
all 2 of them.
Not my thing, yeah. So, like, the last third of the show, I'm just like, eh.
As the source of the whole hyping up Tamers and making it seem to be like, oh, it's so great, and like the de-relaxing...
No, you and Ashley both enjoyed it, so...
No, I mean...
You know...
No, but I think... what I mean is, like, as a source of that, I am also excited to be more relaxed in that regard, and...
Yeah.
No, I think that was definitely an issue with the way that we both approached it as a podcast and my own enjoyment. Like, yeah, it's never going to live up to like being as amazing as you hype it up to be if you think it's like this like super amazing thing and like it's going to have all this meaning. And if you just, yeah. Anyway, Andrew, what are you excited for or dreading?
I'm actually looking forward to actually liking the characters this time around, because I remember not liking like Tommy that much.
I don't think you're gonna like him anymore now.
Yeah, but I won't find him as annoying this time, most likely.
I found him more annoying as I got older, but maybe that's me.
I don't know. I'll probably just like appreciate the characters more this time around for what they are.
Anything you're dreading?
And I'm also dreading the characters for that same reason.
I feel like maybe I should have brought this up in when we're talking about characters before. One thing I'm dreading is JP as... it was the first Digimon character who was not skinny. And as a kid, I like really wanted to identify with that. But I remember being super frustrated with how that's tied to him having a secret stash of chocolate that he, like has. And I'm like, yeah, I always wanted to identify with that. And instead it was like, I don't know, it seemed a little bit mean to associate this character who had a different body type with like, and it's because he eats lots of chocolate. I don't know. It just made it seem like it's like, as a viewer, you could so easily be like, JP, if you stopped eating chocolate, you wouldn't be so big. And that bothered me. But things I'm excited for, I'm excited for like basically all of the Cherubimon arc, the first 2/3 of the show. Like I mentioned, I'm also excited. I'm also excited for the not Cherubimon arc. So I basically just said I'm excited for everything. But I'm excited for the Royal Knights arc to see if it is really as bad as everyone says it is. Basically to see if there is anything there to it, if there's anything interesting to glean from it, if there's anything that it has to say, or if it really is just like basically filler and the show treading water for.
It's not.
You think the Royal Knights are filler?
I don't know if that's the accusation thrown out, but it does kind of seem that way looking from a high level overview, in that it's like, it felt like everything up until Cherubimon was really well paced. And then they were like, okay, we have 2 Royal Knights. We have to get to Lucimon by the end. How do we fill all this time? And doesn't it feel like filler in terms of Digimon standards? Like, it doesn't have they're not like fighting their way through several different Royal Knights. They're fighting the same ones over and over.
I never considered it filler. I did think it dragged because it was sad and boring and annoying, but I didn't think it was filler. I just thought it sucked.
Yeah, so I'm excited to see if it does suck so much. And yeah, that's about it. My answer was basically I'm excited for everything for different reasons, so.
Jeff is the excitable one.
Hopefully I'm excited in a different way than I was I'm not excited in a way that's like, this season's going to be so amazing and so literary and so deep. And like, we're going to read all the creator's notes.
Just
and then we're going to...
Sis and Kane of Digimon.
Yep. And now recommendation articulation, where we plug things we want to hug. Ashley. Ashley, what do you want to hug this week?
I don't know. I will plug some songs. Let's go with that. Yes. There is one really good song off the latest Deadmau5 album, and it is the first one. I believe you're supposed to pronounce it Aware, though it is Forware. I don't know. Deadmau5 has a 5 in his name. I'm just assuming it's supposed to be Aware. I will also plug Colors by Halsey, but the Audine remix, because I cannot stand regular things. They must be EDM'd. I mean, the initial regular Colors is also pretty good, but it's like too chill for me. I don't know. There's something missing, and the Audine remix fixes it for me, okay? That's all I have to say.
No one's judging you except for yourself, Ashley.
Yeah, really.
And Aware by Deadmau5 brings back like old Deadmau5 feels, is why it's so good. Like stuff from like, I can't remember, random album title from whatever. It's hard to remember his album titles because they're all garbage, but I'm pretty sure it's like random album title is the one that is old glorious Deadmau5.
Ashley, what are you hugging?
I am not hugging anything. I will recommend an anime called Bungo Stray Dogs.
No, boo.
Whatever.
You saw one episode.
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, it was boo.
I mean, yeah, it's not for everybody, and obviously, but
People
I
are
enjoyed
rolling
it.
in their graves.
I don't care. God. It's about. Oh God. It's about supernatural people trying to make their way in the world. That's how I'll put it. I don't like the summary that's on Crunchyroll. I don't think it's very reflective of the series. Anyway, it's endearing. It's got some nice action scenes, which is important to me.
Clearly.
And the bad guys don't win yet, so far. It does contain, content warning for abuse, particularly child abuse, and one guy is obsessed with suicide, so if that's a trigger, don't watch this. But yeah, I found the 24 episodes of it a fun, wild ride, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I'm going to mention that it's like literary people.
I don't think that's important.
Yeah, it is a weird, because it's not like their characters are based on that. It's basically just the names, right?
Yeah. No, I mean, they have something to do with the character of what they wrote, but it's not. I think it's fun to discover that on your own, because once you hit the second half of the season, it's like, oh, this is F. Scott Fitzgerald. Oh, this is, what's his name? Nathaniel Hawthorne. Like, you realize. So I don't think it's necessary to tell people.
I think the thing that happens in the first episode is worse once you know the character that it's based off of.
Well, right. What I was just saying is that,
like
what I understand the structure is that in the second season they introduce American authors. So for us, that's where you start to learn later on that it's kind of a cool thing you discover later on. But actually, it's the character who is obsessed with committing suicide, right?
Yeah.
Who in real life actually did, right? Is that the thing?
Yeah.
That seems like that makes it even more distasteful to kind of make light of their death with. Yeah.
Yeah, it was grossly told, and I was like, this isn't, I don't know these Japanese authors. These characters are whatever. I find this episode boring. So I was just
I did not know they were based on Japanese authors when I started watching, and I was like, okay, this is odd, and I'm not sure I like it. But then after the first episode, I was like, all right, I'm into this. Also, did anybody recommend Yuri on Ice yet? Did that happen?
I don't think anyone has.
We don't have to recommend Yuri on Ice.
I guess everybody will have already seen it by then.
Everybody, just watch Yuri on Ice. Goddamn.
Just the fact that it exists is already a recommendation.
Yeah, it's good.
Everyone loves Yuri on Ice. Mm-hmm. Andrew, what plug do you want to hug?
Well, apparently...
Stop that.
Well, apparently Jeff has not heard of Anime Song Collab, so I'm going to recommend that. It's a YouTube channel where a bunch of anime fans who happen to also be musicians cover the TV-sized versions of current opening themes. And they do this for fun every month. Well, every season. You should watch it. Some of them are really good. Of course, they covered Yuri on Ice this season.
Yeah, I'll check this out. It seems legit.
It's very legit.
What am I recommending? Oh, right. Okay. I'm going to recommend something which I was kind of surprised looking back that I never recommended before, because it's been airing for 3 out of the 3 past anime seasons. Actually, the time we're listening to this in January, it will have finished about half a month ago. But it's JoJo's Bizarre Adventure Part 4, which the last episode would have been on December 23rd. So,
5th anime.
No, it's Part 4. According to some things, it's Part 3, which is the 4th anime. Or sorry, I guess what you're talking about is the fact there was an original. Anyway, there was an original series that's different. They started over and went from the beginning. Anyway, I guess I should disclaim that I work for one of the publishers, but you can also watch on other sites. Anyway, I really did not like the 3rd part, so it's not like I'm just saying go watch all of it, because I thought the 3rd part was really long and I really regret watching it, kind of, even though it had good parts. Anyway, this 4th part is really great, really stylish art style and animation direction, really visceral sound effects, which is a weird thing to compliment, but you kind of need to watch it to understand what I mean. It kind of takes, I think the sound effects in the manga are a highlight of the mangaka's art style, and they kind of translate that into sound itself. It sounds really cool. And anyway, it's hard to explain, but it also has really exciting dramatic pacing, and it's kind of in this weird suburban setting where things are a bit off, and you're kind of growing a cast of characters, but also exploring the weirdness of the town. And something that I really didn't get out of Part 3, which is a part that a lot of people recommend, Stardust Crusaders, is it didn't really live up to the bizarre in the title, JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but the Part 4 totally does. There's lots of wackiness. I don't want to spoil too much of it, but there's an episode dealing with a old man trying to deal with an invisible baby and how they have to put makeup on it to find it and stuff. And it's wacky. There's lots of wackiness. Yeah, it's really good. It's the JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, something I've heard people recommend for a while. And I watched 50 episodes of Stardust Crusaders and did not understand why people loved it that much. It had some good highlights, but I didn't understand why people loved it so much. And after watching just even the first couple episodes of this series, I was like, nope, this is amazing. I totally understand why people love the series now. It's JoJo's is a big franchise to get into, but also each part is relatively standalone, so you don't really need to know the other parts to get into it. Okay, so now Ashley and I are back about a month later after we finalized our plans for season 4. I forget when we recorded that.
I don't actually know when we recorded that.
It was before we went to the East Coast, so I think it was mid-December.
Then okay, fine, it was a month.
Anyway, now that we've finalized our plans, as we're about to launch this episode, we're sitting back down to, go over the news. And it's 1 a.m., so Ashley's yawning on mic, because that's fun. Anyway, so let's get into it. So we're going to talk about the structure of this season. I don't think we mentioned that really, even though this has been kind of set in stone. The main structure is that we're going to be covering Frontier in broader arcs than we've done in the past. I guess the closest we did was in the middle of Adventure. We had 8 episode long arcs. Basically, we're only going to have 6 episodes for the main Frontier TV season. We're also, 6 main episodes plus a pre-episode, this episode, 400, and then one for the movie, and then one for post-retrospective. So the first one, this one 400, then we have 401 covering the human spirits, the first 9 episodes, 402 covering the next 10 episodes, which is them getting beast spirits, and then 403, which is covering another 10 episodes, which is like Takuya leaving, Deskmon showing up, Calumon, several episodes. And then episode 404 is another 8 episodes with Koichi stuff, Rose Morning Stars confrontation. Then episode 405 is another 9 episodes, Royal Knights arc. 406 is the end of Frontier TV season with the Lusamon final battle and climax. Then 407 is the movie, and 408 is a retrospective. That's basically all of it. Frontier is really hard to split up into arcs, so a lot of those are like, this is kind of a loose connection, but yeah, we kind of struggled out to find a good division, and we also didn't want to be dividing into little micro things like we did with Tamers, where it was like, this arc, part 1 of 3, and
yeah, it took way too long to get through Tamers and the schedule, knowing that there will be some try in there.
Yeah, lots of try.
Other random specials that we do, yada yada.
And also loosely, we're because we already banked up a couple episodes, we're recording slower than we're releasing. So we're recording once every 3 weeks and releasing once every 2 weeks. That does mean so we're releasing. Our plan is to release bi-weekly up until 404. So 400, 401, 402, 403 bi-weekly, and then 404 will have to be 3 weeks because we'll have caught up by then. And then so 405. So then it's confusing. So then 406 is the first one that is only 4 episodes, and then 407 is a movie and 408's respective. So those will be hopefully weekly after that point. So it's like bi-weekly until 404. Actually, maybe my notes are really confusing. Anyway, we'll have. The other thing I want to announce is that we're gonna try a thing this season where we're gonna have the release calendar, or at least our hopeful release calendar, where we're projecting episodes to be public. So we'll have a link in the sidebar of the website where you can find that, and I'll keep it updated with like if things start to slip, then I'll be a Google calendar, and if like things are starting to slip, I'll push it back so you can check it to see where things stand. None of those are set in stone because sometimes episodes take a while to make. And even though we're planning to release episodes mostly bi-weekly for this season, we're still planning to have other episodes in the off weeks. Whether that's try or specials, interviews, those kind of things. And also, so this episode hopefully is coming out on Friday or Saturday, hopefully Friday. But in general, our plan for this season is to release episodes on Wednesdays. So hopefully we
have lots of plans.
Yeah, lots of hope. There's some things that's like, we're definitely doing this. Other things we're like, we hope this happens. So anyway, and the other thing, we have a new segment that we've already recorded 401 at this point, and it went pretty well in 401, so I think we're going to keep doing it in future episodes. And it's called, at least for now, we might find a better name later, but at least for now, it's called Coastal Clash. And it's going to be a Family Feud, Fast Money style game show segment thingy. We not pioneered, we prototyped something like this in 315, and then 401 we tried, and it was it's pretty fun. The thing with that is that we need listeners to answer a really short survey so that we have popularity to base the game show on. So before episodes, we're going to post those on social media. So if you want to partake in those.
Questions that Jeff asked were ridiculous. You totally want to answer them.
It was like, which character would like Uranus most? And
yeah.
Yeah, they're pretty fun.
Who would vote for Brexit?
I really wanted to say who would vote for Donald Trump, but I didn't want to touch that dangerous issue.
Too close to our American hearts.
Yeah. Anyway, and the reason it's called Coastal Clash is we're gonna we have 2 participants each time. We're gonna keep a East Coast and West Coast team. So even though we might rotate the hosts, we're gonna keep one side East Coast, one side West Coast, and then tally up points at the end of the season and see which coast is better.
I live on the West Coast, but the East Coast is better. That's just facts.
Anyway, some more podcast changes. I hope this is received as a positive thing. We found in season 3, I was really excited to try out the discourse forum.podigious.com, and I thought it'd be a really cool way to, make the comment section just, you could do more powerful things with that forum software than with the Discuss commenting system. And I hope people would use the forum for other things in addition to episode comments. I thought people would, talk about the anime season or other things just tangentially related to the show. And that having different threads for different things like unanswered questions, listener RDD picks, and chatting about future episodes, I thought those would be used a lot more. And mostly they weren't. And I think a large part of that was that the forum created an extra barrier. It also was confusing. There's so many different things going on with the podcast to keep track of, like social media, Patreon, Slack, forum, comment. There's just so many different things. I think it was hard for us as hosts to keep track of everything, but also listeners who were not super involved. So that's all that is to say. We're going to pare back down to just using Discuss for this season. So what that means for you is the episode comments will just be, at podigious.com/400. It's no longer linked to a forum. The primary threads we had on the forum were the episode comments. So those will just be in the same episode page. The listener RDD and unanswered question threads, if you really want to share the unanswered questions and RDD picks that you had while watching, you can still share them in the episode comments. We just won't have a dedicated space for that. But you're still totally welcome to share them there. The chat and predictions about the next episode, we're not going to have a dedicated space for, not a dedicated public space for, really. It's kind of not really a good place to do that. The only concession is that we're going to have in the Patreon Slack a channel for that. So I think that'll actually be more engaging and more entertaining because I think that's more suited for chat instead of forum posting anyway. So people can, share their reactions as they're watching episodes. Then other people can be like, oh yeah, convinced that they should watch them, that kind of thing. I think that'll be fun. It sucks that it's only for Patreon supporters, and you do need to pay $1 a month at least to get into the Slack. So sorry, it's kind of gated that way, but yeah.
If the forum was supposed to increase my engagement with listeners, it failed epically. I am hopeful that going back to Discuss, I did interact with people more when we just had Discuss. And I love Slack. I love using Slack. I'm okay at checking other social channels, so I'm hopeful that this just means that more of us actually interact with
I think
listeners.
I think that's both on the host side and the listener side. I think it's true. Like us hosts were busy, and it's hard to keep track of all the different feedback channels. I got notifications of every post and any thread in the forum, but other hosts didn't. So it was hard to keep track of the different threads and stuff like that. And I think it'll be simpler in Discuss. But I think also for not just hosts, but for listeners, if you want to read other comments, I think it took a really dedicated Podigious listener to want to check all the different forum threads and stuff. But having just the comment section, like, oh, you want to see what other people thought about this episode? Cool. You can just see the list there, and it's all in one place. And I think that'll be good.
Yes.
Yeah. I kind of disappointed in how the forum turned out, but I think I'm excited to try out Discuss again. The last thing that we used the forum for primarily was the fantasy draft. So now let's talk about the fantasy draft some more. We are going to do a fantasy draft for season 4. I guess the primary difference is in season 3, you were supposed to be choosing a team of a tamer team, a human and a Digimon. Now you are choosing
what are you choosing?
a spirit evolution headcanon, I guess. So they're choosing a human and the Digimon they want them to spirit evolve into.
Oh, okay.
Really, it's the same mechanic. You are choosing...
It can be any Digimon. It doesn't have to be linked to the thingy.
Right. You're choosing a human and Digimon that you hope we choose as our favorite characters in that arc. And then then you get a point if any of us choose choose one of the characters as our favorite character. And we'll also award extra points to the most ridiculous team / headcanon spirit evolution, and to the spirit evolution we want to exist the most. Still the same formula for that, but the way to enter is a little different. Since we're not going to have it on the forum anymore, the only ways to submit are social media, which we started doing midway through last season. That'll say the same. We'll have a post on social media saying like, here's round whatever, so reply with your pick. We'll also have blog posts on the podigious.com site. And in those blog posts, there will be a Discuss. I keep getting Discuss and Discourse are way too similar.
This is why I don't like it.
Yeah, the names are whatever. But it'll be a comment thread in that blog post where you can, if you don't have social media or don't want to post on social media with this stuff, you can post in that common thread. So we're also going to do a better job of in the sidebar, keeping up to date what the current thing you can vote for and how long you have to submit fantasy draft picks. So, because we got at least one person in the survey mentioned that they always found it difficult to know how much time they had to watch the episodes before submitting fantasy draft picks. And that kind of sucked. So we're going to maybe more upfront with when you have until to submit them. Although, I don't know how much actually watching the episodes helps in picking, because I feel like you just do it based on our tastes.
Just look up who's in those episodes.
Yeah.
And
well, there's no Riley this season, so who's Andrew going to pick?
I don't know who Andrew is going to Trailmon, just Trailmon every single time.
And also we are going to talk about feedback episodes later, but we are not going to announce the winners of the fantasy draft, like the points distributed, and we're not going to pick those extra points that we were awarding. We're not going to pick those on the podcast anymore. We're going to do that privately in email, just because I figured it took up time and the podcast wasn't really adding much of value to listeners. So we're not going to announce those points on the podcast anymore. We're going to announce them on the site. So in the same blog post that mentioned that calls for picks, we're going to update that with the results, and we're going to have a leaderboard on the site, and we're going to on social media also announce the results. So hopefully that makes it just more efficient, because doesn't need to dedicate time on the podcast for that. And also the prize for this. So fun thing with when we announced the winner and communicated with them, Embermoto, congrats again for winning. We actually found that a bunch of the top winners had the Tamers DVD, and so the reward kind of trickled down to the second and third place winners. And we realized that we could give try prizes to them instead. So we're formalizing that this time around. So the first place winner will get a Frontier DVD box set and 3 picks from the try giveaway pool. However, whatever that is then, we're not sure what the pool will look like then.
One other contest between now and then, right?
At least one. I don't know how many, because it depends how long it takes to
Jeff
finish
keeps
Frontier.
adding stuff anyway.
Yeah, keep adding.
Who cares?
You said there'd be one other, and I was like, one other prize? There'll be a lot more than one prize left then. There'll be tons of stuff there. And anyways, so first place will get Frontier DVD box set and 3 try prizes from the pool. And second place will get 2 prizes from the pool. And then third, fourth, and fifth place will get 1 prize from the pool. I'm excited for this modification that it's not just the first place winner winning something, because I think that means that there's a lot more chance to win. Looking back, I feel it's kind of mean that it was you need to get first place or nothing. And I think it's hopefully...
It took a year.
Yeah, more than a year. So, I really applaud and thank everyone who participated for that whole year and stuck with it. Hopefully it was fun for you too. You weren't just doing it just to get to win something. But I hope this is a better incentive, and I hope it's more fun. Okay,
in the end, 3 people did win things.
Right, because they keep being I already have that. Okay, trickle down, and then we give try prizes instead. So anyway, okay. And so now it changes to feedback episodes. One main thing that I meant to do for a lot of Tamers and kept forgetting to do is just to be more explicit about how people can send in feedback. We do kind of mention a lot of that at the end of the episode, but if you miss that while you're listening to the episode, it's kind of hard to find references to that. So on the episode page, we're going to be more explicit about all the ways you can. You can rate the episodes in the episode page. You can rate the arc. You can vote on our ridiculous dialogue draft. You can leave comments. That's on the episode page. But I'm also going to add the voicemail questions, which I think we're going to call the fortnightly question.
Oh, I didn't know.
I don't know. I was trying to come up with a better name than question of the week, because it's not of the week anymore. It's never been of the week. So I'm going to call it the fortnightly question, if I can ever pronounce fortnightly, which is just the voicemail question. But hopefully having that listed on the episode page makes it easier to send in responses, and also the link where you can send in questions for a Q&A segment. We heard at least one person from the survey results saying that they didn't know how to engage, there didn't feel like much of a way to engage with the podcast, which kind of surprised us, because we're we have all these different ways, but I think having all these different ways that weren't communicated well made that kind of intimidating, and people might not know what to do and where and stuff. So just kind of make that more explicit. Also, feedback episodes we're going to simplify. They're, instead of the long list of topics and segments we had before, we're going to simplify it, pare it down a lot more. So it's just going to be the responses to the fortnightly question, comments from the episode. And if you're not familiar with how we handle comments, it's not going to be reading every single comment. We're going to be discussing the ones that we think lead to an interesting discussion and are worth highlighting to everyone, because they spark our interest in other ways. So we apologize to people who maybe feel a little frustrated that they leave a comment and we don't read it, but we think it makes the best value for listeners to be a little selective and not just read the entire contents of every comment. Every time we do it, I feel bad because I know like seeing people write really long things and then like only reading a part of it, I feel bad about that. But I think we need to do some of that kind of editing just to make it better for listeners. We don't have much time in an episode. And the third thing is Q&A segment. So we're going to, we're going to regularly put out a call for questions. And I guess the other thing is that Q&A feedback episodes, we're going to try to do with just me and Ashley this time around. Trying to schedule that with Asher and Andrew made things a lot more difficult. But anyway, because it's just going to be me and Ashley, the thing we can try doing, I'm not sure if we're going to stick with it or see how it works out. We're going to try streaming them live. So you can join us while we're doing it and you can be in a chat room and like engage with us as we're going along. Hopefully that is a fun thing that at least a couple people do. We'll see how that goes, but I'm excited to try that. And yeah, we're also going to try and keep them much shorter. So they're like 30 to 40 minutes.
You can see Jeff is really good at being short.
Short, brevity. Cool. Yeah, that's me. That's what they called me in high school, brevity.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, so those are all the podcast-specific things, really. And the last thing we have to discuss is changes to the Patreon, which there are kind of a lot of. And I think instead of going through a a bullet list of changes, we're going to just look at how the Patreon stands now and what the rewards and milestones are, and what the new things are. So let me refresh the page because we just modified it. But yeah, so for $1 a month, you still get access to the Slack group chat, which I think is really cool. And I feel like we didn't do a good enough job reminding people of last season because
I love Slack. I talk so much in Slack.
You sound so sarcastic. You sound so fake.
Not though. It's facts.
The facts of life. And then for $3, we changed things quite a bit actually for $3 level, the in-training level. We used to have 3 different rewards for the Ashley and my episode by episode reaction notes and my organized pre-recording notes and the early edits of episodes. And we also had a complicated schedule for releasing those. It was supposed to be like early episodes come out 2 days before, the organized notes come out 3 days before, episode reaction notes come out whatever. It was complicated, it was confusing. We're merging all of those into a single reward, which is the backstage pass at this $3 level, which is much cheaper than they were offered for before. And at this level, you get them, and we're also going to post them like basically as soon as they're available. So after we record an episode, Ashley and I'm going to put up the notes, the episode by episode reaction notes and my organized notes. And then after I've gotten to a certain point in editing where I can put up the early edit, then I'll put that up right away instead of waiting until it's 2 days before. Unfortunately, I can't really promise that the early edit will be that early all the time. Sometimes circumstances make that really hard. For example, this episode is probably going to be available at that stage a couple hours before, so I might not release the early edit. But in the future, with things planned out a bit better, hopefully, actually up there a couple days before. At the rookie level, which is the $5 level.
You're not going to do the comment?
Oh, I totally skipped one. Yeah. So there's another reward actually at that $3 in training level, which is the commentary tracks. So Ashley and I are going to try doing this thing where once a month we sit down and watch some other anime, either movie or short series, and record our live commentary, and then release these commentary tracks exclusive to Patreon. So they'll be on the Patreon website, gated behind paying at the $3 tier. And yeah, I think those will be fun. We are not sure what movies or anime to cover, so one, I think we'll probably put it up. We'll choose like 4 or 5 and then put it up to a vote to decide. So I'm excited for that.
Can I just watch Kill la Kill or whatever?
Oh my god. I didn't even think about how you're going to push for Kill la Kill.
Kill la Kill, Kill la Kill.
I think initially we'll probably start out with movies until we get into
I would actually love for somebody to encourage me to actually watch the new dub of Escaflowne, because I have not, in fact, touched that.
But when I said short series, those are both longer than I'm expecting, Ashley, because...
whatever.
I'm thinking like short, like a 13, 12 episode series. Or movies. Movies are simple because we can do that in one sitting. The problem is I don't want to be stuck in doing a series for months, because we're probably only going to be able to do like 6 episodes per month at most. Anyway, the point with these live commentary tracks is that we'll release them once a month, and it'll just be our voices reacting live, and we'll try as much as possible in the recording to like give you clues to sync up. And so it'll be like, start now, and then hopefully it'll be easy to sync up as you watch the thing yourself.
Oh my god, X spoiler just happened.
Yeah. Or maybe they'll also be entertaining to listen to without watching the show itself.
Spoilers.
Yeah. So anyway, the next level is the $5 rookie level, which has the same sticker reward, which hasn't changed. Those are each month you get a Podigious sticker. I think when we launched the Patreon, we only had 3 different designs. So
yes,
you would end up getting repeat stickers a lot, but now we have introduced 4 more designs. 7 total? Because the 2 try ones and 3 more. 2 try ones and another
we're gonna
canvas.
get Frontier soon.
Ooh. Anyway.
Ooh la la!
Hopefully, at this point.
And
because
we're gonna get a new try one too soon.
Yes. Anyway, yeah. So now there are a bunch more things, and they're on a rotation. So like each month you get a different one, and then at the $10 champion tier, you also get buttons, which are like stickers but more expensive. And, yeah, and the same thing when you rotate through them. And we also we slightly tweaked at this level. Before you would get your name mentioned at the end of the podcast, but we've slightly tweaked it so now that you can tell us a project that you'd like, a personal project you'd like us to promote as well. So if you have a blog, a Twitch channel, a podcast, what other things people
like
do?
That.
Yeah,
you can tell us to plug it. And we don't like how long the outro has become, so we might spice up where we name place things.
Okay, sure. Mm-hmm. That's really critical. I'm sure a lot of people are like, I want to donate, but only if it's at the end of the episode. Oh, wait. No, it's going to be at the middle? No. Anyway. Yeah. And then at the $15 Ultimate Patreon level, you also... This is a slight tweak of what we used to have at the $25 level. So we lowered the Ultimate level from $25 to $15. And we used to have a choice of 2 different options, but no one used the second option, so we got rid of that. Now it's just the choose a topic. You're probably familiar with these because we've had several Patreon topics in the past. So yeah, at this level, basically, we'll limit it so there's only 2, at most 2 Patreon topics per episode. And because of our recording schedule once every 3 weeks or so, there might be a long time between episodes. Basically, each episode we're going to pick 2 topics. We'll do it on a rotating basis. So if you're a new Patreon to this level, then you'll get first dibs or whatever. Yeah, and then we added a new tier. It's a new tier, but it's at the same price point as the old Ultimate tier. Anyway, the new Mega Patreon level is $25 a month, and the additional benefit it gives you is a new thing we're calling Watch and Chat, where with me and Ashley. And once a month at this tier, you will be able to choose an episode of TV, anime or Western TV or whatever, and we will sync watch it with you using various things where you can sync up the watch and text chat while watching it. And then after we watch it together, then we will hop on Skype and have a 20-minute discussion. It can be about the thing we just watched or just about whatever. I hope that's a fun thing to do with people, listeners. Chat and watch.
Chat and watch.
You chat and watch. I'll watch and chat.
Chat and chat. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are all the different rewards. I didn't spell it out before, but the way the rewards work is each one is it's cascading, like cascading style sheets.
Love cascading style sheets.
The mega tier, the mega Patreon level gives you all the rewards of the ultimate level plus the additional things. So everything gets strictly better. And yeah, and so we also modified
everything digivolves.
On that note, also, so we modified the goals or milestones, whatever you call them, a little bit. Most of those are tweaks. I don't know. So, we adjusted things around. I'm trying to think what we need to... The one new thing that I'm excited about, but actually not quite so excited about, it's a wacky idea. I don't know if it's going to work. But, so what I want to do... So we're going to do this if we get to... We're going to try doing this if we get to $250 a month, is manga table reads. So we've been, tossing around the idea of how can we cover Digimon manga on the show, especially since it hasn't been licensed in English, and how do we cover it in a way where we're basically not encouraging illegal consumption of it. So I'm excited to try this, where we will act out an English translation of the manga in chapter at a time. And then if you have the Japanese release, you can follow along by looking at the pictures while we act out translation of what you are looking at in Japanese. So it's a bizarre concept. And I think it might be bizarre to listen to, even if you do not have the Japanese volume you're looking at to compare it to or anything, and just hear us flail around trying to act. We haven't proposed this idea to Asher yet, but I'm hoping to rope him into it since he actually has done theater things.
I'm just shaking my head.
Yeah, Ashley's just skeptical. No commitments to, like, if this is going to be a thing that we release on a regular schedule or whatever. But if we get the $250 level, we get to the $250 level, we're going to pursue it and try to make it a thing.
Get to $2.50.
Yep. So that's basically the tweaks to our Patreon campaign. So yeah, I mean, those are the changes of the podcast. I think we're excited to go into it. You know, when we launched season 3, I was in the mindset I had just started playing Final Fantasy XIV, which was a very complex game with all these different things around. I was like, oh yeah, we're going to do these 10 different things and it'll all be really cool. And I think it's healthy for us to take this step back, simplify things, make everything more accessible. That's my general philosophy for this season. Your general philosophy is not be awake at 1:30 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
You can find the full show notes for this episode by going to podigious.com/400. Don't forget to go there to leave us feedback in the comment section, and you can also let us know your thoughts via social media or however else you're listening to this.
Podigious is made possible with your support on Patreon, including support from our champion Patramon, David Grauman, Diab Jomon, Joe Keto, Kailunamon, Kaiser Washi, and Red from Breakfast with Digimon on SoundCloud. And our newly digivolved Mega Patramon, Sam Kruwagamon, from the Dash Moncast on SoundCloud.
It sounds a little ridiculous because we just talked about Patreon a ton, but you should totally check it out for $1 a month, which is basically nothing. You can join our private Slack chat group. Lately in there, we've been ranting about politics. A bunch of people have been watching, commenting on the Nintendo Switch live stream, which was earlier tonight. Complaints about gender, all sorts of stuff in there. You can also get cool stuff like commentary tracks and behind-the-scene notes for $3 a month, and monthly stickers for $5 a month, and monthly buttons for $10. So check it out.
You can find Podigious on Twitter, Tumblr, or Facebook to keep up with the Digimons and get funny images and GIFs related to the show. You can find me on Twitter at AshMcD00. Do I have to ask Jeff?
Definitely. I'm definitely Jeff on Twitter.
Asher on Tumblr at AsherDashery, and Andrew on Twitter at DrewSoftman.
And join us next week for a long-awaited bonus episode, and then we'll be back to cover Frontier in 2 weeks with the Human Spirit Acquisition Parade with episodes 1 through 9. Bye! And remember, never stop digivolving. I think Ashley really wants to...
We've got to do some singing.
Is that right, Ashley?
I mean, if you want to really hear me sing closer to you, like, I'll do it, but it won't be pleasant for you.
Well, you know what we can sing. Wait, this is... Sorry. I don't want the full version. Also, this is way too... YouTube ads are on so much more pervasive. Okay.
Wait, are we recording?
Yeah, I'm not recording yet. Are we supposed to be?
Head for the future to reclaim the digital world.
Start recording.
Faith in ourselves and trust in each other.
Okay, we're recording now, Ashley.
Yeah.
I already started recording.
It's the surveillance state. We've been being recorded for years. Faith in ourselves and trust in each other.
That's better.
Is
There
Jeff tone deaf?
A little bit.
Probably. He's going to try to learn piano, so that's going to be fun.
My throat's broken, guys.
Tone deaf doesn't affect piano. Jeff, you're never able to sing on key.
I mean, just like colorblindness doesn't affect art, talent, kind of.
I mean, it does affect art. It's just not same as a not colorblind artist, I guess.
Let's say color blindness would not affect charcoal art. It's different things. Tone deafness has nothing to do with playing piano.
To the past, so we head for the future to reclaim the digital world. With faith in ourselves and trust in each other, we live by the lessons we learn.
towards one solution. To spirit evolution. Digimon, forever united as one. Digimon, restless spirit, Digimon, let your spirit evolve.
If we're all for one world, there's a world for us all.
We're all for one world, there's a world for us all. Digimon. I'm really curious to see how that evolves over the course of the season.
I imagine...
If we...
What? Oh,
Are we
we're
gonna
going to sing it every time?
I
don't know every time, but like, I'm sure we'll do it more than once. And... Sorry, okay.
It's really impossible to sing over Skype because it's just all like people.
I think the major thing that makes it difficult for us to sync up is that like I'm getting it with 0 lag, and everyone else is getting it with roughly the same amount of lag. Maybe Ashley's getting it with a little bit less, but like if we were, if there weren't one person getting with 0 lag, it'd probably be a lot easier.
If you thought that was bad, here is the original recording before Jeff edited out the lag from Skype.
Do 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 do.
Look to the past.
As for the future, to reclaim the digital world. Within ourselves, trust in each other, we live by the lessons we learned. Work towards one solution, to spirit evolution. Digimon
is not
forever united as one. Digimon, Digimon, let your spirit evolve. If we're all for one world, there's a world for us all. For one world, there's a world for us all. Digimon.
My vote is for the one I just wrote at the bottom.
Shinjuku Time Station?
Yeah, it's a play on Shining Time Station.
I love you, Ash.
Oh, I didn't get that.
I know.
Shining Time
Except
Station.
it's not Shinjuku.
It's not?
Yeah, it is.
I don't know.
Weren't they all meeting in Shinjuku?
What are we talking about?
In
Frontier.
In Digimon.
Frontier.
Is it Shinjuku?
Yes, they all go to Shinjuku.
It's always Shinjuku.
Actually, it's either Shinjuku or Shibuya. I'm really... Because I know the difference between them now, but at the time, I didn't...
I'll look it up.
Yeah.
Digimon
Which is the one with
Frontier.
Hachiko is Shibuya.
Right.
I think it's Shinjuku, because I remember it being the one that's supposed to be the most complicated, which is notoriously Shinjuku. Not the Shibuya is easy. Didn't we get... Shibuya was one where we couldn't find the Hachiko exit. We were following for a while, and we ended up...
Shibuya is more confusing than you're giving it credit for.
We were following signs for the Hachiko exit, and then we ended up by the bus terminal, which is it's like on the other side of the block. They have to walk around, and we're like, oh, really? Yeah. Cool story, bro.
Digimon Frontier. Takuya apparently lives in Jiyugaoka, as he was asked to take a train to Shibuya.
Oh, he's going to Shibuya? All right, so it's Shibuya Time Station. No big deal.
And then in the movie, Alec Baldwin's the conductor.
I had a dream. Alec Baldwin is notoriously super liberal, and in my dream he was just no, that's all an act. Ha ha ha, you thought I was liberal. Ha ha ha. Haven't you seen me on 30 Rock? That's how I really am.
Well, he kind of is an asshole, but no.
It's it's one of those dreams I totally internalized just being fact, and then I just realized it's not a thing.
Wouldn't something like Shibuya Time Station make sense for the first episode or something?
Not this one, but the next one?
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, then all afford!
Yeah, I'm leaning towards something like Soon Arriving at Platform 4, or something that leans towards what this episode is actually about.
I think he just breezed over Ash just saying all afford.
Yeah, I don't care about what he says.
It's cool.
I was trying to find the Tokyo lady voice. Oh, here she is. Mamanaku. Oh, she's reassuring me.
I miss her.
Oh, bye-bye, train lady. To explain for listeners who have no idea why this is in the outro section, one of the title ideas I wrote down was Mamonaku, which is what they say, which is in Japanese like soon, basically. So like when you're waiting at the station, it just says Mamonaku.
Is that what they're saying?
Kitemasu. Yep.
Please watch the link the video I just linked.
Oh God, I remember this.
I'm scared. This does not look like an appealing thing to watch.
Here they come, clickety-clack down the track.
Down the
It's
track. It's lots and lots of
Two of the
trains.
greatest train videos we've ever offered. And now through this special TV offer, you get 2 videos for the price of 1. You'll get big trains, little trains, steam trains, diesel freight and passenger trains, even trains that blow through snow, old trains, new trains, fast trains, slow trains, smoking trains, even trains from around the world, plus toy trains, trolley trains, and much, much more when you order lots and lots of trains. Hear the whistle blow, feel the heat, smell the smoke as these titans of the tracks thunder on by. You'll love lots and lots of trains. And remember, this spectacular 2-tape set is not available in stores. So hop on board and get 2 great tapes for 1 great prize. Get lots and lots of trains.
Order now, get a free bonus CD of sing-along train songs. Call 1-888-300-3455. Offer not available in stores. Satisfaction guaranteed. Get 2 DVDs plus the free CD. Call 1-888-300-3455.
Okay, A, we have to tail this lots and lots of trains. B, can we do those sing-along songs instead of the Fox Kids ad breaks? Can we do the sing-along songs?
I'm leaving this podcast forever.
Come on, where are the songs?
Put this here.
Lots of trains, songs for kids. Oh, this has an ad. This is monetized, really?
What are we listening to? What did you click, Jack?
This is the DVD you get along with if you buy lots and lots of trains.
Asher,
What?
what are you doing for New Year's Eve?
What am I doing on New Year's Eve? Nothing.
Yeah. You're coming with me then.
All right. Is it gonna be all your friends again?
Yes, do you hate them?
What?
I'm
I said
officially
yes, do you
Lots and
hate
lots
them?
of trains.
I don't hate.
Lots
I
and
don't
lots
hate
of
them.
trains.
It's just weird for me because you all know each other and I'm this outsider person.
It's okay. I'll make you their friend.
That's
and lots of
okay.
trains.
That's not necessary.
But it's gonna be at one of their, now that they own houses.
I
and
can't
shit.
really hear you. This train stuff's too loud.
We're trying to have a serious conversation, you.
Hey, Ash, remember this?
Stop. Are we gonna record or not?
Yeah, okay. I have. Okay, we're definitely playing some of these train songs in the future.
Oh my god.
Oh, yeah, Ash, do you want the Moana soundtrack?
Yeah.
Because I have it.
Moana. I was trying to think of a joke and I didn't think of one before I finished the word.
Good job.
Oh wait, sorry. 2 side notes. Did you know that apparently there is a Pojo subsite for Hearthstone now? Like I'm
not surprised.
They're still going and there's still new communities. But also they have like on the site like there are only a couple in the top sidebar, like only the currently active stuff. And there's like older sites up for info purposes, which include things that are like pretty deprecated, like Shaman King. But like Digimon doesn't even
Shaman
get.
King is so great.
But like no, but like the fact like Digimon doesn't even get on that list. I'm like I thought Digimon was more popular than Shaman King at least.
Yes. But I think it's also more
you can still get
like
to it.
thought of as a kid's thing, while Shaman King at least had violence and.
Oh my god, Monster Rancher is one of them.
Yeah. I mean, also there's like the Pirates of the Caribbean card game, like, that totally was a national sensation.
Yeah, Pojo used to be my main site for most Digimon stuff. Like, that's where I got the codes for Digimon Rumble Arena. So you could, like, have is it older Tie-In Mat or younger Tie-In Mat? I forget, but all the dumb little codes like that.
That'll be a tri-relevant.
Okay.
Wait, what?
Wait, have you not seen Tapirmon in the Tri poster?
No, I thought... What?
I said Tapirmon will be tri-relevant.
Oh. I
Okay.
thought you said Sakuyamon.
No.
What?
So it's set for 1:30, and with 30 seconds left, I will make some kind of noise. I don't know what I should do.
Make a fart noise. What was that?
That was Ken's whimper when Yuli slaps him.
Oh, right.
I wonder if I have any non-intrusive noises. Here we go.
No!
Lots and
It's
lots of
winter.
trains.
Oh, it is winter, isn't it? I totally forgot.
Darkness.
Yeah, none of these are like non-intrusive.
Is there a such thing as a non-intrusive noise?
Got it memorized?
Yeah. Oh, that wasn't a good one. Here's a sound of a marker writing. And here's a pen. Okay, well, that's not good, sorry.
Amazing.
Ash, you like JoJo's, right?
He hasn't caught up on the anime itself.
Oh.
I've been watching Diamond is Unbreakable, but I mean...
You're not caught up.
I'm
There's
not
one
caught up.
episode left, Ash.
I mean, I already read Diamond is Unbreakable. Like, I don't need to be keeping up with every episode, you know? Also, there's like, I don't know. Once Big Bad gets on the scene, I'm kind of like, all right, come on, fix this.
Well, he certainly fixes things a lot.
That is true. That is his deal.
I'm trying to, like, when I first started watching Stardust Crusaders, my impression was, like, I definitely had heard it recommended by feminists, but I did not understand. I was like, the show looks misogynistic. Like, the fact that, like, male character designs are so hypermasculine and female designs are so not, like, they're so just, like, slender physique and stuff. I thought it was super sexist for the longest time. And I think only recently have I come around to the slightly different standpoint, which is that, like, it's so hypermasculine that it's, like, not weirdly, but it's, like, totally sexualizing
It's so
them.
hypermasculine, even the women are masculine.
Not even that, just that, like, it more resembles, like, gay porn than anything else, almost, like, in... Which is something, like, I don't remember, I heard that somewhere, that the art style that it most resembles is a certain type of hypermasculine...
Bara porn, yeah.
No, not bar. It was something that was, like, not Japanese. I can't remember. I think it was, like, Italian. It was some kind of thing. But yeah, like, in the way that, like, they are so... Like, it's almost catering to people who like looking at male bodies less than it is, like, showing you something you... Like, showing things that guys can strive to achieve. It's more, like, objectifying them, and that's cool.
I think there's a part 3 doujinshi where Kakyoin lays an egg.
Yes, Clamp drew it. Actually, you know the Clamp series Wish? It's pretty much they took the character designs of Jotaro and Kakyoin and were like, yeah, we're fixing this ship, basically. Yeah.
Kakyoin laid an egg.
Yes, Kakyoin laid an egg. Why? Because Clamp is very strange sometimes.
Oh, this totally is.
Sometimes.
I'm looking at this artwork now. It totally...
Yeah.
Huh. This art style, like, it really works surprisingly. Like, they match well. Yeah.
Because Clamp has always been drawing dudes as giant walls of shoulder.
Yeah. It's like the general... Like, they're not, like, full of muscles. They're just full of, like, super tall and wide.
Yeah.
The proof of their love. An egg. What is this?
It is the best.
Oh boy, this is ridiculous. Okay. That might be enough to redeem part 3 in my eyes.